bucket into a jewel.
Don't scratch the van.
This is the 1952 Ford milk truck. We're gonna have to take the whole inner structure out.
This whole sucker's gonna look brand new.
26-inch to do the wheels. You like that diesel engine smell?
Sniffed it a lot.
The motor's heavy.
Bring that mother on. How would you mow it?
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal.
You know, it's awesome being on the north side. The community just north of Houston, suburbs, it's just a tight-knit community. Everybody looks out for one another. It's like a big family. You need something, you can count on somebody stepping up and helping you out. And, you know, that's how it's been since I was a kid. You know, sure, the north side's a little rough, but I'll take this over any other community. I just wouldn't be worth people in the north side. So anytime I get a call from a fellow north sider, I'm all over it. Tim and I today are at John's house. He's got a beautiful property. He's an avid car collector. He has numerous custom cars, classic cars. He's saying he's got something for us that's never been done before. Man, I hope that's not the one he was talking about. Oh, man, we got some work ahead of us.
Something missing.
Hey, at least we don't have to pull the motor out.
Hey, man.
Good morning.
Doing all right? Good morning.
Morning, John.
Tim, how you doing?
Good to see you again.
What do you think about it?
I've never seen one of these.
This is a 1952 Ford milk truck.
Man,
Yeah.
see, it's got a couple bullet holes in it.
The milkman got chased a couple times, didn't he?
You didn't used to deliver milk, did you?
No, I didn't do it, I promise you. It wasn't me.
What are you seeing on this thing?
I want to be able to drive it. I want to be able to take it to shows. If I want to deliver milk, I'd want to do that. I'm going to leave a lot of it up to you.
Heck yeah. You know, when you see a vehicle like this, you see the rust all throughout this, inside, out, underneath.
Turn this rust bucket into a jewel. Do something
It's a big job.
Ah, you can do it. You're capable.
You just want it
Yeah,
super
I'm gonna
nice,
leave it
no
up.
rat rod or anything
Nah,
like
I'm
this.
gonna-
You want it shiny, bling,
I won't bling on it. I won't chrome on it.
chrome bumpers with the polished wheels, chrome accents all throughout with a real nice paint. Man, it really make this thing stand out.
You're hitting right on what I want.
Obviously, it doesn't have a motor.
Let's go with a diesel.
I know all them years in the plumbing supply, you like that diesel engine smell.
Oh, I sniffed it a lot.
Maybe like a Power Stroke or something like that. Go with the Ford feel.
We're putting a motor this big and something that came with a motor this big.
We let it hang out on the side. It'd be all right.
What's the inside look like? They have floors in it? They all rusted out?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Man,
Tim, what do you think? You can do something with it?
We're missing a seat.
We're missing 2 seats. My wife wants to ride with me.
John, you got a real original find here. You got 38,362 miles, low mileage
Oh,
vehicle.
low-mile vehicle. I tell you, the trade-in value is good, isn't it?
what are you seeing on the inside?
I want the outside to be 100%. I want the inside 200%. Let's make it really unique. Ordinaries for everybody. This is extraordinary.
It's always good to work with a fellow North Sider, man.
Grew up over there.
For me.
Same with you.
Yeah.
You were on the other side of the track all his life. I'm a little older than him. Bill is a damn genius, and that's why I chose Extensive to get it.
Man, I always appreciate you having the trust and faith in us, man, to do what we do. And when the client tells you to make it look cool, man, that's a lot of pressure on me and the guys.
We've got a lot of work ahead of us.
This is just an opportunity of taking this crazy idea of a milk truck and making it into a cool, custom, unique, one-off ride.
Let's go get to work.
Get out of that
Think so,
truck and
John?
get it loaded. That sounds
We'll
good.
see you, not real soon, 'cause there's,
Yeah.
but soon.
All right, just surprise me.
Well, let's get it loaded up. You know, we're about to create a totally custom milk truck. The bar is definitely set high. You're starting out with a truck that's 66 years old. Man, it's gonna be tough to get rid of all that rust, but You know, he's got a vision for it, and we got our work cut out of us, but that's what we do. This is 99% fabrication on creating something like this. Top skills, it's gonna take many, many, many man-hours to make it something truly custom and purpose-built for John. I mean, there's reasons why you don't see these every day. Every part and piece of this has to be touched and recreated. You can't go buy a 52 milk truck, you know, any body part anywhere. There's not in any catalog. So every part of this has to be handmade. Every inch of it. And there's a lot of inches on this one. Man, you know, Big John's one of the coolest guys you can ever meet, man. He's set up. He's got 5 acres of custom car heaven.
Damn.
It's nice, man. He's living every guy's dream.
Talking about me? Yeah. All right, what are we doing to this one?
Man, he wants a street rod milk truck. So the first thing we got to do is get this thing on the lift. We'll get the suspension all mocked up, air suspension, so it's really low to the ground. 26-inch dually wheels on this thing.
Nice. Yeah.
Just set the stance right with a big wheel. Motor trends. This one we're gonna put a power stroke in it.
Yeah.
Gotta have the diesel in it, man. Once we get that rolling, blast it. As soon as we get it back from the blaster.
Wait a minute. Blast it. Shiny paint, shiny trim, and shiny wheels. I could get my hands on some of this stuff up front, but anything from that firewall back there's not gonna be anything available, period.
Everything is handmade from the firewall back on this. It's gonna take a ton of body shop hours. And the interior, custom seats in it, custom panels all throughout, just plush. Big John's gotta be comfortable.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Probably my favorite build to come through this shop ever. This is super, super, super rare.
Mm-hmm.
That's some choppy waves, John.
There's gonna be a lot of metal work. I mean, a lot. And you can't do much better than Rudy and John. Come on, man, let's get it up. I'm ready to see underneath this thing.
All right.
What you think, man?
Man, this thing don't look as bad as I thought it was gonna look under here. It definitely had a oil leak. Help preserve it.
That's probably the most rust-free part on the truck.
Yeah. You know, you first look at it, it looks horrible, like this thing's just rusted completely apart. But it's just old grease with dirt. I think we can use this frame, even though with the torque, you know, the high torque of the diesel engine, it definitely worked. So first thing, let's get the suspension all tore out. Let's get it all mocked up. We're gonna set dually wheels.
Hell yeah.
So this thing's gonna look really, really good.
We're not keeping those? Get the torches.
Cool.
A bunch of built-up grease from the last 60-plus years that got built up on this truck. Just something you gotta deal with when you're torching one of these old rusted cars up.
Yeah, sometimes I'm a volunteer firefighter. I always gotta be putting out Rudy's fires.
My hero. Bingo. So I guess it's hammer time. Taking care of that bumper right now. Here it goes. And we're loose.
Getting it all level, squared out.
All right, I'm level here in the front. Are you level back there?
No, sir, we're off about 3/8 of an inch.
Oh, man. Whole frame's crooked.
Man, you can see that thing's crooked.
From a mile away, huh?
Yeah, you can see the backs.
As soon as we level that, throws
It
everything
throws
off.
everything else.
Yeah.
All right. I'll tell you what. Let's cut this part of the floor out. That's gonna free up a little movement. We'll go ahead and put the notch in here, tack it in, then we can level the back. The
frame on the 52 milk truck is super strong, but it's not straight, not by a long shot. So we gotta add a notch and make it level.
Bueno.
Awesome. So John's gonna go ahead and start cutting the frame out right in between the notch. Once he gets this cut out, we're gonna go back to leveling the back of the frame. Hopefully everything comes out real nice and straight. If it doesn't come out straight, then we may have to build a whole new frame.
It will come out straight.
It will come out straight.
Ooh, did you catch that? Level with the rest of the truck.
Keep cranking.
Once that's done,
A little bit more.
we'll be able to weld the notch plates, and the frame should stay put. You're looking with your good eye, right?
Oh, yeah. It looks good. It looks thin right there. Looks like we got a straight frame now.
No more spilled milk, huh? All right.
That's
Chop,
good.
chop. Let's go.
Rudy and John are laying out this truck with a custom air suspension, and they're adding a step notch to the frame so this thing can get down low.
I think the notch is ready. Got that all welded in.
Because this truck's a dually, we're gonna need bigger wheel tubs, fenders, and a wider axle.
You can trim you up a little bit. Up,
Height.
This what y'all been waiting on? Y'all want me to put it up there?
you got some stilts?
Of course I got some stills.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
man.
Spot.
Get on that side.
With our notch in, we're gonna jack up the rear end. Test fit our 4-link to the bigger rear axle.
Yeah, 4-link.
Man, floor is still in the way. We're gonna have to take the whole inner structure out. It's got rust holes in it, so man, let's just get it cut all the way to here. Get all that cut out of the way.
We have to get the walls out first. The walls overlap the floor. Once we get those out, we can cut as much of the floor out as we can. Hey, don't scratch, don't scratch the van.
Oh, man.
Damn. All right, Rudy, can you go put that in the scrap bin for me, please?
Yeah, let me go grab the forklift.
Man, you know Dorian's gonna have whatever we need.
He's always got what we need.
One of the good things about the north side of Houston, anything we need is right around the corner. When we need a diesel engine, there's none better than Dorian's shop.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, man? What brings you guys around town?
Man, we're working on a Ford 1952 milk truck.
Nice.
And we need that clattering diesel in it, man. We need that sound, the power, the torque.
Hell yeah. We got a 7.3, we got a 6.0, we got a couple 6.7s we can look at. See what fits the build.
Yeah, show us what you got.
This is your 7.3, comes in your 94.5 to 2003 pickup truck. So this compares to your old school 454 carbureted motor. A lot of bottom end torque. The horsepower is not.
7 versus this old dinosaur like yourself.
He's the one with little T-Rex arms.
Who are you talking about? What about that?
We can take a look at your 6.7. It's the LS world of your diesels.
I mean, that thing's huge, man. We don't want to have to cut the firewall all out, push everything back. Big John needs that room in the engine compartment.
Sounds like what y'all need is a 6.0. If we got one y'all can take a look at.
Man, let's check that out.
We both have our ideas of what we think's gonna work, but at the end of the day, Johnny and Dorian, they're gonna determine what exactly it is that we need.
That's what they do. This one?
This is it.
Looks like you're halfway there already.
It's getting there. The only thing that we're gonna toss up is what size injectors and turbocharger we're gonna use.
How big a black mar you want?
We want it to run good. I mean, we want plenty of power, but they don't need to run 10s or nothing. 500-600 ought to do.
We can make it happen.
Man, the 6.0, plenty of power in a small package, and that's what we need, just something to fit in the engine compartment, not have to cut out the firewall and just scoot the motor back.
To get the reliability, the power, and the torque, the engine is in the perfect state. So, man, this couldn't be better.
Good day.
So I guess at the end of the day, we just got to figure out, you know, if you want to trade those wheels and tires right there for the motor.
Oh, you thought about it, though. With this truck being so heavy and the added torque, we'll have to make a super strong 4-link that'll hold up to all the power this diesel will put down.
What's up, Blue? This pipe is for the center support that's gonna hold the 4-link bars, so I gotta bend it.
John's making the cross member, and Rudy's burning out the brackets.
Looking pretty good, straight. Because now it's time to box in the back of the hangers.
Cool. I got your plates ready.
This is the stage you can all start seeing how the suspensions all come together. You see the big notch in the frame? That lets this truck set all the way down the ground and get completely low. It lets the rear end go up into the frame itself. Then the next thing you see, the 4-link, this part of the suspension holds the rear end straight and true. So when you give it gas, it can't twist. The bars itself hold it all super strong in place. Power stroke engine creates a ton of, the farther apart the 4-link is, the less stress is on all these moving parts. So this is the ideal suspension for this application. We'll just keep pumping. When I look at this truck, I don't see it just delivering milk. I see craftsmanship from another era. So Heath is going with the Art Deco design centered around one of the longest consoles we ever made.
I've got to keep the lines more like a 40s style, clean, but multi-level, kind of like a skyscraper, Empire State Building look to it. When people see me building stuff like this, they figure, like, where's it come from? It's basically like I'm building a puzzle in reverse. Like, I see a finished result, and then I got to figure out how to get there. So then I've got to make all the pieces in reverse. I think it's gonna be really awesome if it comes out like it is in my head. What I'm actually gonna do now is go ahead and start duplicating with a router, make both sides so I got them exactly symmetrical. And then once I get those done, then I gotta come and make my little small trim pieces the same way. Just replicate, router them out, and then we'll start putting together a console. You're definitely gonna have a lot of pieces. And we're just starting. It's gonna be a lot more to go.
Owner John wants his 52 milk truck interior to look just as good as the outside, if not better.
We'll do a progression of curves, 1 inch to 3 feet, and then go half inch the rest of the way out.
So he's filling in all that space in the milk truck with a super stylish console that'll run front to back.
Put some glue on it first. All right, man, this thing's looking pretty cool. Got a lot of body work left, but I'm anxious to see how it's gonna look with the other piece. Dun, 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 together.
One more.
It's big.
There's a lot of room for activities right there.
Yeah.
Straight.
Motor's heavy. We're test fitting the 1952 milk truck with a mock-up engine. This is the exact size of engine we're getting from Dorian.
Go down the hair. All right.
Hell yeah, man.
Man, that thing fits pretty good in here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
One good thing we got out of Hurricane Harvey, huh, was a nice mock-up engine.
Yeah.
That's about all it is, a big level the motor, and we can build everything from up underneath.
How's it look up there?
Tight, but it fits.
Is it raining over there?
Yeah. It's the sweat of the gods raining on you.
Lucky me.
Need me to get you Lulu stilts? We're measuring all that out so we could cut that out for tire clearance. Being the truck lays out on the floor, the tire's gonna be a lot higher than what it was. So all that has to be removed for the new tire clearance. That's a big old wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Ow.
Our standard control arms aren't gonna cut it on this big of a truck. So Rudy and John are fabbing ones that hold up to the weight.
All right, so we got our mock-up lower control arm. I'm gonna go ahead over to the table, build us some beefy lower control arms.
Beefy.
This control arm is not gonna be like any other control arm that I usually build. So usually on our control arms, we use 3/16 plating, but for this one, we're gonna go ahead and step it up to 1/4-inch plate. It doesn't sound like much, but as you can see, it's gonna be a big difference. Make sure there's no issues with all the way this control arm is gonna be held up 100%. Give it a little check. Now it's time to go ahead and notch them on the ends and start tacking them and welding them all up. All right, John, help me bolt this up.
Should be good.
We got our lower control arm bolted up. We're gonna go ahead and square out our spindle. Then we'll be able to set up our upper control arm, which we're gonna go ahead and beef that one up too.
So this is the engine Bill picked out, Ford Power Stroke 6.0 turbo diesel. I think this will get him delivering that milk on time.
One of the reasons I like working with Dorian, because he builds his diesel engines from the ground up, which means he's building this one specifically for our truck.
Get that rotisserie going. We're cleaning up and rebuilding the 6.0 from the ground up. That way we can maximize the overall torque and make it very reliable.
To handle all the horsepower, he's making it bulletproof with all the correct gaskets and bolts.
These little gaskets, the bed plate gaskets, they're like $12. But if you ever have a truck that starts leaking that, pretty much tear the engine back down here. So don't let your diesel truck sit too long, especially your 6.0. Drive your truck. So yeah, you want to add a little bit of semi-lube, so you don't want bearings to be metal to metal. Be sure that it won't leak. Now we're gonna put the heads on, start torquing them down. Now we put these push rods in. These you gotta make sure they're like right on the lifter, the valve bridges. These are what pushes the actual valves down. We don't go back with the stock bolts because they don't have the clamping force that the ARP studs do. Always go back with the ARP studs. That's when you hear people saying they want to stud their trucks. That's what they're talking about. These head studs is what's gonna hold these heads on the block and hold that compression and all the explosions happening inside your motor. When you're torquing these, you have to start from the middle and work yourself out. I gotta do each bolt just right. There's 3 different sequences. You don't just want to do it to 215 foot-pounds all at once. We've heard instances where you actually pull the threads out or even break the bolts itself. You got that one? We're gonna do the same thing as we did on the other side. After that, we gotta put the intake manifold, fuel filter housings, turbo. This is a step above stock. Upgraded the amperage on the alternator just a little bit. Last thing that we're gonna do here is put the valve covers on. That way Bill can get that motor in and finish up that milk truck. It looks good.
I'm ready to roll it out.
Oh, suspension all done, huh?
Yep.
Yep. A custom air suspension like the one we made for the 52 milk truck is a whole mechanical system that lifts the truck up and down. With all those moving parts, almost entirely handmade, we got to test it at every stage.
Let's see it.
All right, John, you get the front, I'll get the back.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Going down.
Man, it just keeps going and going. Man, this thing looks good.
Oh, yeah.
It's always nice to get something checked off the list. Let's keep checking. Let's get to it. John and Rudy cut out the rusty old doors and panels on the 52 milk truck. Now I want to see the build out in the light. You know, this thing came in, it was a dream.
That's all it was. We're rebuilding every single part of this thing, and we want to make every single part right. You know, reason I got this thing out of the shop, I just really want to step back at it and look at the proportions. When you approach this thing at a car show or a parking lot, you're going to be walking up to it. You immediately know if something's out of whack. So we got to get the roof down on this thing. The roof is just so tall, the proportions aren't right. Let's start out with 5 inches.
Measure twice, cut once. Chopping the top, you got to do it right. You can't just go in there and start chopping up stuff because it ain't going to fit back together right. A lot of engineering goes into the roofs because it's one of the main structures of the vehicles.
We got to be precise about which panels we're going to start cutting first. There's 8 points of contact to hold this roof up, so we want to make sure we go in the right order in which pillars we cut out first. We started off with the less load-bearing pillars. Once we cut the roof, this one will come straight down and line up pretty much. Obviously, you can see these two aren't going to line up when the roof drops. So this is where we're going to have to get pillars to match up and meet perfectly. That way, whenever we put our glass in, our glass is going to look nice and straight.
You want to lower the fronts? I lower the backs.
Yep.
Man, this thing's looking good. You know, walking up to it, it just looks way more proportioned. I think exactly where we have it is where it needs to be. You know, I mean, it's a milk truck. We want to still have the milk truck style and not replicate it off of an old panel truck.
Yeah. But first, the alignment is totally off up front. It's going to be a lot stronger and faster just to make a whole new windshield frame.
Let's go ahead and have that bent. We'll put the door jambs in the back. Then we can make our new panels to the jambs. And we'll start rolling with it then.
Our template we have here has a lot of nice little curves and arcs, which are always a blast to draw. Now that we got the windshield frame cut out, we'll go ahead and run it over to John so we can go ahead and start tacking it in. What's up, John? You ready for this?
I've been ready, man.
Look like you've just been standing around.
I'm gonna go over there and break these edges, roll it. So we're gonna use this metal brake to gradually break on each one of these lines that I got. Each bend is gonna make the metal roll. I drew my lines a little wider here than they are here because this radius is gonna be a little bit wider and a little bit sharper here to match up with the roof line. All right, looks pretty good. I take it over to the truck, make some final adjustments. All right, I got the edges trimmed up. Let's see how this thing fits. I'm pretty confident in myself. Man, like I said, confidence.
John's going to fabricate new suicide doors by hand because the old accordion doors had to go.
Finally had a third hand. We got our door jambs in. Now we can get a measurement of the width we need to cut our square tubing at. We're gonna roll it because we want this door contour as a roof. Get this door tacked up. Build the hinges. Get the doors tacked to the other end of the hinge. Weld it out, and this door will be pretty much done. Yeah, that door's not going nowhere. And it still latches. Already got these panels cut out for us. Bend it wrong. It's not gonna warp on us when we attach the top half to the bottom half. Let's see how. Good of a job my boy did.
We almost got a milk truck. Pretty straight.
Now, if only you could bead roll it straight.
I don't know if I can. I don't know you can. You're the best. You're the best at this.
The bestest?
You're the bestest. John's matching up the index on the old milk truck by running it through the bead roller. The stretched metal holds tension in the panel, which adds rigidity. Lines up with the window. Nice and straight. Dang, you did good, John.
When we rolled this thing in, I knew it was going to be a big job. From the firewall back, my guys almost made every part. Today the day?
Today's the day.
Today's the day.
Man, I know you guys are tired of working on this thing.
It'll be nice to not see it for a couple days.
Well, cool, let's get it off to blast. John's 52 Ford milk truck F4 is back from Media Blast. You know, one small step for this huge project for us, you know, this is months and months just to get it to this stage. It's a huge step. Even though it looks pretty good right now, pretty good isn't good enough. So the body shop is gonna work with a little filler and a lot of sanding to get this thing ready for paint.
This is actually like a dome light decorative Art Deco piece for the roof of the milk truck.
We went with the Art Deco design for the interior, and he's tying it together with the one-of-one dome light.
What I'm doing now is I'm making the jig for my pieces of acrylic. In that center pocket, we're gonna put our LED lighting that's gonna actually make it glow all the way through, which will look like a really cool dome light across the top. And now I'm gonna attach it to the acrylic with some double stick tape. And then we'll be able to route her out. Same process we just did, but just route her out of the acrylic. All right, now you can see, the reason we cut it out is this actual edge right here will actually capture the light. It grabs it and it'll transmit it across to this outside edge whenever it gets lit up. If we just had it blocked off, the light wouldn't be able to transmit as good through here. Be aluminum strips. We'll shape these out, and then we'll do a backfill with our filler, make it look awesome. Besides looking cool, they're actually gonna cover up the screws that hold this whole piece together. We're gonna go ahead and get these strips out of here. It is kind of satisfying taking this apart like this and kind of breaking stuff apart. Just gotta be careful not to break the stuff you don't want to break. Oh, there's one. It was going good. And I have to save these ends right here because I have to make my aluminum match these ends so they'll fit back in here. All right, get this sucker glued up. We'll do this without messing it up. Cut off all the excess. There's our insert. Now we'll make our aluminum. Put it inside. Now I just need to attach our acrylic, put this thing together. Now with our lines in here, we can line up. These line up perfectly all the way around. Hit the light. Oh, yeah.
Come on. To go with all the high-end metalwork and the interior design, we're gonna go with the metallic deep orange paint for the body. So this thing will sparkle like a jewel.
Right now, we're just cleaning it up, getting all the trash out of it, down real nice and clean. If it's not clean, we won't have a nice smooth surface. Give it that high luster that we're looking for. So what I'm about to hit is the second stage, which is the actual color over the black base. You're gonna start seeing the color come up to the top real nice. Yeah, this is the fun part. You get to see what the color looks like.
We painted the 52 milk truck body and the engine and powder coated the frame. Now we got to marry it all together to get this truly ground up build back to John.
We have landed.
Sweet.
Now we got the body in position. We're gonna put the lift arms underneath it, lift the body up, roll the chassis underneath it, and lower the body onto the chassis.
I had to jack the back up a little bit, huh? Is it all loose back there?
We just need to put some weight on the front.
Yeah, definitely.
No, don't push right there with your right hand. There you go.
Let's slide this over. That's pretty good. All right, cool. So we just cut this wood off up here. Looked like you wanted to jump in there. Let's see what happens. Ready? Okay, tell me when it's hitting.
All right, stop.
Look good over there?
Yeah, good, man. Come on down.
You There's lots of ways to customize a car, but the core to that is metalwork. It's extensive metalworks, and that's for a reason. Metal is, bottom line, what we do. Building a full suspension, a door, a whole floor firewall. Other shops are limited to what motor will fit down into an engine compartment, what wheel will fit up underneath the fender well. Here, there is no limitations. We'll get a cutting wheel out and make room for it. You know, it's just an opportunity to create something that can't be duplicated. It's built right here by our hands. Nobody can copy that. You know, one of the coolest things about metal fabrication is when something rolls out of here that we've created by hand, you're gonna go down the street, you're gonna go to a show and not see another one like it. It's built and not bought. The bigger the build, the more button-up work there is. The sheer size of this 52 milk truck means we gotta cover a lot of ground. The headliner,
take this panel board here, fill in the gaps in the sides so we can get this thing foamed up, and we'll wrap it in the truck.
Engine, headlights, bumper.
Jamie and I are even making a last-minute custom exhaust.
Yo, Tam, got some more finishing pieces for you.
Last time John seen this, it was just rust and bullet holes. He's gonna be shocked from what it looks like now.
John founded Northside Plumbing 30+ years ago and is a Northside business just like Extensive. Man, the last few months, we've been totally transforming this thing into something like no other. You wanted the outside 100% and the inside 200%.
Okay, were you able to do all that?
We definitely got you on that.
Well, let's get a look at it.
You wanna check it out?
Bring that mother on. Holy moly.
Good. Things sound good.
That looks awesome. That does look good, baby. I like it. That looks great.
Woo! Yeah! How you like it?
I love it. I love it. Thank you.
I'll be like that, man.
You did a fantastic job on it. When this truck drove in and dropped to the ground, it was so amazing. I like to lost my mind on it. Beautiful truck. Looks so good.
What do you think about that color?
I left the choice to you. Not disappointed.
Milkman wish you had that good.
Every bit of this thing has been touched, John. Every part and piece, nut and bolt, and it's fought us every way. Also, I mean, just from the body itself, it's all new sheet metal except for the roof and the back corners of the cab.
3 shots later.
If you don't cut yourself, you're not working.
Yeah.
Oh, we thought the easiest way to build this was to cut out all the rotten stuff and start from scratch. But it wasn't that easy.
You had a good hood to work with and a grill. That's about it.
That's about it.
Okay, it's like midnight versus daylight. Completely different.
Of course, you see the huge 26-inch dually wheels on the back.
Fantastic.
What better way to make this stance right other than the air suspension? Getting this thing low totally gives this milk truck the right foundation. We chopped the top down because it was just too big-headed right there. We had to bring it down and make the proportions right on this thing.
He didn't bring it down too far. He brought enough of it down so it still looks like a milk truck.
Let's check out the interior of this thing.
Let's check it out. That is beautiful.
That thing out. Woo! All leather and suede. Just looks comfy. The floating bucket seats in this thing with the floating console. Clean, classy, smooth, Art Deco style that just fits the whole project.
That is awesome. Slim Thug, he don't want to borrow it from me. They nailed it. They couldn't have done a better job on it. When you drove up, I heard that diesel clatter. And, show me what we did.
Let's check it out.
So
That's insane.
There's not much room in this old Ford, but this 6.0 fills it
all the way.
Man, John, this thing being a Ford, we had to put the power stroke in here.
Right.
Woo! It's cram-packed full of power also. Man, big turbo on this, all intercooled.
It hit it all the way. Hit a home run all the way.
Man, it's been a really, really cool out-of-the-norm project for us, and it's been fun. Every guy at the shop really stepped up, and we're all proud of it.
Y'all just nailed it perfect. I mean, I couldn't ask for something better. I appreciate it. Tell the rest of the guys thank you very much.
Man, that's always good to hear.
You know, I didn't want a cookie cutter type truck. I wanted something that was unique. You pegged it. Oh, you pegged it all the way. So I appreciate that.
Man, I got to take care of the north side, guys.
You're right. The north side, baby.